You are listening to 1252 Sports Entertainment. Parental discretion may be advised.
Woo! It's about that time. FatMike Chicago Sports. Yeah. Finally here. Shot City Sports is right here. Updates on news, get it here. No rumors, cause we keep it real. FatMike. Sit back, relax, sugar beer one of them nights.
Hey, this is Carmen DeFalco from ESPN Chicago, and you're listening to the FatMike Sports Show.
Hey, this is Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and you're listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hi, this is Jesse Rogers from the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Merkin, the longtime White Sox beat writer for MLB.com and proud graduate of the University of Michigan. You're listening to me on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
This is Chuck Arfine, and you are listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. It's the best.
Hey, what's up? This is Greg Braggs Jr. from Braggs in the Stands, and you're listening to my guys on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. Boom!
Hey everyone, Freddie Huebner from ESPN 1000. Great to be on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Dan Zaborski, senior writer for Fangraphs, and you're listening to FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
I'm JJ Stankovich from NBCSportsChicago.com and the Undercenter podcast, and you are listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey Sparkle, you know what I listen to? It's the FatMike Chicago Sports Show with my guy, Fat Mike. If you listen anywhere else, no jock. Listen to Fat Mike, the best.
Welcome back, everybody. I got to be welcomed back as well. I just got back home from our honeymoon on Saturday. We are back. Thank you so much for being patient and waiting for me to come back. You guys are the best. That's why I love you guys. We got a great show in store for you tonight on Thanksgiving Eve, the night before Thanksgiving. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff has happened since Monday. A lot of different reports out there. Is Matt Nagy shit-canned or what? We'll find out. We will find out tonight. We also got some Devin Hester news that's going on out there right now, which is good stuff. And we're going to be talking a lot of Bears tonight, guys, like always. We're going to be breaking down the Bears-Lions game for tomorrow, Thanksgiving. Oh, man, what a fucking clusterfuck that's going to be. But we'll get in all of that. Really quick, guys, special thank you to our sponsors tonight. Nick and Ivy Brewing Company, the Jonathan Darren Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group team, Mark Berardi and Associates, Susie Cian with State Farm. She's got the Fat Mike discount. Don't forget, make sure you guys go to her, the Fat Mike Markdown. It's awesome. The Cupcakery Bakery in downtown Lockport and White Oak Farm Venue out in Michigan City, Indiana. Without those sponsors, guys, this show is not possible. So, yeah, I mean, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen without those sponsors. But here we go, man. We're back. We're at it. It's awesome. We got big news. We got already a Fire Nagy. Boom. Already. All right. That took 3 minutes and 42 seconds for that to come through. And I agree with you, buddy. I agree with you. But like I was saying, it's not only Thanksgiving Eve, but we got football tomorrow. But not only that, our guy here, Alan Bratcher, today is the last day in his 40s. Tomorrow he turns 50. I'm pretty sure he turns 50. I'm pretty sure he's a vampire. He's extremely old. He's at least 50 years old. But yeah, happy birthday, Alan. His birthday is tomorrow, guys, on Thanksgiving. So make sure you guys wish him a happy birthday. But Alan, man, I don't know how you do it, man. You're like Tom Jones. You're like, you just don't age. It's amazing. It's amazing. So guys, we got. Listen, there was a report. I want to say it was yesterday. Excuse me, I'm kind of dealing with a little bit of a cold here. I apologize, guys. Pulitzer Prize winning journalist Mark Conkle, I hope I'm saying that correct. He's from The Patch. Reported yesterday that Matt Nagy would be fired. Was informed that he was being fired or released, however you would to say it politely, after the Bears game on Thursday. And there's a lot of different things. What's going on, my buddy Adam? Adam, hanging in there. What's going on, buddy? What's going on? Mike Hughes here just saying, hey, fire everybody in Chicago. I agree with you, Mike Hughes. I definitely agree with you. But like I said, Mark Honkol from the Patch came on out and, like I said, Pulitzer Prize winning. I mean, take that with a grain of salt or don't. Listen, I don't take it with a grain of salt. The art of journalism is very fucking hard, guys. And to win a Pulitzer Prize, that's meaning that you're one of the best journalists around. Okay? So, I mean, I'm not taking it with a grain of salt. Obviously, he has information somewhere. I don't know where, but because reports came out today saying that George McCaskey had a meetdown after the meeting yesterday, after they interviewed Matt Nagy in the presser yesterday. George McCaskey meets with the Chicago Bears Wednesday afternoon, saying, well, that's today actually, Wednesday afternoon, saying that Matt Nagy will not be terminated after the game tomorrow. There's a lot of different reports out there, guys. I don't know what's what. I don't know what to make of what. It's a shit show out here. Who knows? All I know is that these types of stories for your organization or your favorite football team is a fucking travesty. It's a mess. This is not what you want to see out of the organization that you love and that you root for. You do not want to see hit or miss, not allegations, hit or miss assumptions, hit or miss reports. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Help me out here, guys. I don't know English too well. Hit or miss reports, whether it's one person saying he's going to be fired, the next person saying he's not going to be fired. This is all over the board, from the Patch to NBC Sports Chicago to ESPN to all over the place. Who knows what the fuck is going to happen with Matt Nagy? All I know is that if the Bears lose tomorrow to the Detroit Lions, everybody should be fucking fired, not just Matt Nagy. And I said this the other day too. I said this yesterday when this report came out. I'll believe it when I see it. All right. I said I'll believe it when I see it because there's a lot of bullshit with this Bears team recently. All right. There's a lot of crap with this Bears team recently. None of it I believe. All right. It reminds me of like this Fire Garpax situation that we had on here with the Bulls. It's a mess with this entire organization from top to bottom, from the McCaskies, from Virginia McCaskey still being alive, to George McCaskey just doing his thing with his weird little mustache, to Ted Phillips, what the fuck is his role, to Ryan Pace fucking up on draft picks, giving away draft capital, to Matt Nagy not knowing how to call an offensive fucking game when he's supposed to be an offensive guru. It's a problem, guys. The Chicago Bears are a problem. It's a bad organization right now. They got to fix it. It's a mess. Yesterday, I'm sitting there, I'm listening to the Cap and I always want to call it Cap and Company. David Kaplan and Jay Hood on Cap and Hoodie in the morning on ESPN Chicago 1000 here. And the question was sparked up of how many years will it take for the Bears to be, quote unquote, back? First thing I want to say is the Bears have never been, quote unquote, back. All right. It's always been a hit or miss year. Either one year they go 13-3, 12-4, 11-5. The next year they're fucking 8-8. The next year they're 9-7 or 7-9. It's always up and down. It's a roller coaster ride with this Bears team. And I started thinking, I was talking with my buddy Paul this morning. I was talking with him this morning, and out of 22 starting positions on the field, for them to be back, as they said, back, Cap and Jay Hood said 2 to 3 years. And I sat there, I was like, there's 22 positions on this field, and the Bears need to fill 7 of them. They really do. They need another starting legitimate cornerback. Their secondary, both safeties are absolutely fucking terrible. You're aging Akeem Hicks. Eddie Goldman, who knows if he wants to play, but you're going to lose Akeem Hicks at the end of the year. So you got to fill another defensive tackle position. Linebackers, you're keeping Roquan Smith. You're keeping Khalil Mack. You're going to keep Robert Quinn. But you got to fill up the void of Danny Trevathan and Alec Ogletree. So there's another position. So out of the 11 positions on defense, you need 4 of them. You need 4 starting positions on the defense going into next year. On offense, you're going to lose Allen Robinson. You're going to need a wide receiver. And I would say that you need at least one to 2 offensive linemen, because you don't know what's going to happen. Jermaine Ifedi, turd sandwich. All right, Sam Mustapha, he's been playing good so far. Sam Mustapha, he's been playing very good so far. He's not Pro Bowl worthy, but is he a fit? He could fit. He can fit. He can play the position. Okay, who am I to say that he can't play center? He's been doing a pretty damn good job of it, but could they be better there? Of course they could. Cody Whitehair, getting a little old, getting a little banged up. A lot of wear and tear on that big body of his. It's going to be a pain in the ass. And who knows what you have with these bookends that you drafted this year. Obviously, Jason Peters, the guy's fucking 40 years old, guys. How long do you expect this guy to play? Although he's 39 years old, he's been playing his ass off. He's been playing very good football. Mr. Fisherman kicking ass on the line there, on the tackle position. But who knows what you have here in Larry Borom and Tevin Jenkins. Larry Borom so far looks like he can hold his own. He looks like he can be a starting tackle in the NFL. Tevin Jenkins, on the other hand, we don't know. We haven't seen him yet. We don't know how bad his back is. That was a hit or miss pick when we drafted him. I was psyched when we picked him up. I'm not going to lie. The guy was a mauler at Oklahoma State. I love to see that. But who knows what we have with him? Who knows how his rehab is going? We know that he's back at practice, but can he hold up? Is he healthy? Will he be healthy for next year? Do not fucking play this guy this year. He's a second-round pick that you move up to go and grab. Don't play him this year. Leave him alone. Get him 100% healthy for next year and see what we have in him. But regardless, they still need help on the offensive line. It's never bad to have too many offensive linemen, guys. We know this. The Bears haven't had an offensive line in fucking how long? All right, the Bears need offensive line help. You cannot score points if you do not have an offensive line. I don't know how many times I fucking said this. You cannot put points on the board. You cannot move the ball if the offensive line is not there to help. We don't need a quarterback. We got Justin Fields. I like what I've seen so far. Progression, growth, starting to get more comfortable with the game. I like seeing that. Cole Kmet, okay, let's see what he can do. He's been better the last couple of weeks. Keep him more involved. You're still going to need another tight end. Jimmy Graham's old. Jesse James is old. JP Holtz. Fucking the list goes on and on. We got fucking 42 tight ends on this team. You know, who knows? Our guy Kurt Lang here, they seem to never have both sides of the ball on the same level. Makes it hard to be back. Kurt, you're 100% correct, my man. It's real hard to be back when you don't have both parts off, or all three parts. Let's say it that way. Offense, defense, special teams all on the same page. You're 100% right. Our buddy Adam Perdomo chiming in here. Louis Riddick is waiting for a GM position to open up. Will he go to the Bears or Giants? LOL. I would love to see Louis Riddick here in a Bear uniform. I really would. Or Bear uniform. A part of the Bears front office. I really would. But I know him and Matt Nagy are buddy. And I don't want to see him retain Matt Nagy's job. So on that, I poo-poo it. You can have him, New York Giants. Take him. I know you guys are itching to get rid of Gettleman. All right, but the other cool things, you know, with this report that's coming out, like I said, George McCaskey came out and said, hey, we're not firing him on Thursday. But if the Bears lose to the Lions, guys, I see a couple of you guys in here with me right now. It's awesome. I really do appreciate it. It says George McCaskey meets with the Chicago Bears, reiterates that Matt Nagy will not be fired after Thanksgiving game, the sources say. And this is a report by Jeff Dickerson. Guys, if you guys don't know who Jeff Dickerson is, he's the ESPN Bears guy for the Chicago Bears. He's an absolute fucking monster. He is all over the Bears all the time. I mean, he's always covering the Bears. As long as I can remember, he's been the Bears guy. And he's rarely wrong, Jeff Dickerson. He's rarely wrong. But if the Bears lose to the Lions, what the fuck are we doing here? And I'm not saying that the Lions, listen, the Lions suck. They're 0-8-1 or whatever the hell they are. They're a bad football team. I mean, they're a bad football team. And me even saying this out of my mouth, it makes me want to puke. If the Bears lose to the Detroit Lions tomorrow, everybody should be fucking fired. Everybody from top to bottom. Blow this thing up. Blow it up. There was a report that Jeff Bezos was at Soldier Field this weekend. Hopefully they sell the team to him if they lose to Detroit tomorrow. Because God forbid I would. If I was the McCaskies, I'd go run and hide if I lose to Detroit tomorrow. I'd be like, here, Jeff Bezos, give me your offer. I'm out of Dodge. I'm fucking out of here. Take it. You can deal with this shit show. And I would go hide my head in Lake Michigan, North Beach, and let the tide take me out and let me drown. Plain and simple. Especially if I was Virginia McCaskey. She should, like I said, I've said this many times. I don't hate her, but she's lived a real long time and really pushing her envelope. I mean, her envelope is from like the Civil War, guys. All right. I mean, come on now. It should have been expired by now. All right, her envelope should be expired, like old milk. But it's bad. It's bad. If you do, okay, I mean, honestly, I firmly believe that they will not fire Matt Nagy in season this year. The Chicago Bears have never done that. And why? Why I think that is this. Excuse me, guys. I had to cough. Why I think that is this. Tradition is why. The Bears have never fired a coach in the middle of a season. And that tradition, as stupid as it is, means a lot to a charter franchise. They don't want to go down that path. They won't go down that path. And that's why I think Matt Nagy is here for the long haul of the rest of this season. At the end of the season, I think that Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy are both gone. And this brings up the question here, guys. This brings up the question. If and when you do fire Matt Nagy, what coaches do you bring in to replace him? And before we get to that, guys, I'm going to play a quick couple sponsors here for us. Our guys, Nick and Ivy, our guy, Jonathan Darren over at the Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, and my lady, my Miss Lady who saves me a bunch of money over at State Farm, Susie Sheehan. We'll be right back after these messages, guys. Stick in. We got Harry the Greek coming up too. Just stick with us a second. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show, as well as the 1252 brand, because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend, or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's Nikivy brewing.com. Come in today for a fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
Hey, Susie, thanks for hooking me up with the Fat Mike markdown on my insurance rates at State Farm. This is awesome.
No, Mike. The Fat Mike markdown is not a real thing.
I don't believe that for a second. Let me repay you the favor and tell you and all my friends about the Fat Mike markdown.
Okay, well, that's just fine, considering that State Farm just gives everyone surprisingly great rates.
You heard it here first, folks. So give Susie Sheehan over at State Farm Agency a call and ask for the Fat Mike markdown. It's the best.
For the real deal, give us a call at 815-306-0184 or go to SusieSheehan.com to request a quote. My team at the Susie Sheehan Agency is here to help with all of your insurance needs for auto, home, and life, and we service Illinois and Indiana. Also, if you mention the Fat Mike markdown, $10 will be donated to a local charitable organization through our Quotes for Good program in your name. Remember, that's 815-306-0184 or SusieSheehan.com. Thanks so much.
Get on it, everybody.
Woohoo!
All right, everybody, we are back. Thank you so much for waiting for those for our ads there for our guys, our sponsors here. Listen, like I said, without those guys, we cannot do this show, guys. So thank you again to John Darren, Paul over at Nick and Ivy Brewing, and Susie Sheehan. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Before we took that quick little break there, the question that I asked was if and when Matt Nagy is fired at the end of this year, Who could possibly be the replacements? And the list goes on and on and on. And I've been back and forth on this, and I've really broken this down over the last couple of days, guys. I really, really have. I've been really thinking about it, okay? We have reports of, Byron Leftwich out there out of Tampa Bay. There's reports out of Brian Dable out of the Buffalo Bills. There's reports out of Ryan Day, Ohio State head coach. And there's reports of Jim Harbaugh. There's one report that really intrigues me, though, guys. Out of all those guys, all right, let's break this down. Let's start with Brian Dable with the Buffalo Bills. Completely revamped and really worked with him and Sean McDermott both. Really broke down and found what Josh Allen does well as a quarterback. That's a huge plus. Huge plus. Everybody was ready to write Josh Allen off after his first 2 years in the league. Josh Allen comes out over the last 2 seasons and fucking balls out. And it's a completely different player than what he showed the first 2 years with Buffalo. Here's my issue with Brian Dable. They don't run the ball. Buffalo don't run the fucking ball. Plain and simple. And the Chicago Bears have two really good running backs in David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert, which we've seen so far this year out of Khalil Herbert. And we have, I don't even want to say it because it makes me fucking sick because I can't stand him, but a gadget player and a player like Tariq Cohen. All right, it drives me nuts because Tariq Cohen drives me fucking nuts because every time he's on the field, you know where the ball is going. He's exactly like Cordero Patterson. All right, just a lot smaller. But Brian Dable, what he's done with the Buffalo Bills and what he's done with Josh Allen has been absolutely fantastic. It's been exceptional. But they don't run the ball. And that doesn't fit the style of offense that we have here. We have 2 good running backs. We don't need Justin Fields to be Josh Allen. We need Justin Fields to be Justin Fields and play to his strengths. Do the rollouts. Hit the open guy. He doesn't need to run the ball a million times. There we go. Bringing it back onto the Bucs and with Byron Leftwich. Byron Leftwich intrigues me a little bit, and I tell you why. He don't run the ball either. All right? That's a big thing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now is they don't run the ball either. They rely on the huge weaponry they have at wide receiver and at tight end. Why wouldn't you with Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, and Chris Godwin, fucking Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, the list goes on and on and on and on. But when you guys have a running back like Leonard Fournette or like Rojo or even Giovanni Bernard, who they signed off the street this past year, why aren't you using those guys? We've all seen Tom Brady use his little running backs like Rex Burkhead or James White out of the flats. Giovanni Bernard would fit that scheme perfectly down there if they just allowed him to. So would Rojo. But the one thing that really intrigues me about Byron Leftwich is this. Byron Leftwich with I think I'm not. I know I'm not a fan of him. I don't think. I know I'm not a fan of Jameis Winston. But with Jameis Winston went 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, and 5,000 yards, and put up a fuck ton of points, guys. They put up a lot of points down there. That's legit. Our buddy Kurt Lang asks, any chance Sean Payton comes? No chance. As much as I would love it, there is no chance Sean Payton leaves the New Orleans Saints. I would love it. I would love him to be like what the Cubs did with Theo Epstein, director of baseball operations, director of football operations. Sean Payton is what I would like to see, but it's never going to happen. He's not leaving New Orleans. So there we go. There's that. Ryan Day, Ohio State head coach. I could see it. I understand why. I understand why you like it. I understand that he coached Justin Fields at Ohio State. I understand he was a quarterback's coach in the NFL at one point. Okay, fine. I could see that. I wouldn't be upset at it. Okay, fine. But I don't think that's the number one pick. Jim Harbaugh. Fucking please, God, no. No Jim Harbaugh. I know he's a rah-rah guy just like Matt Nagy is. And he doesn't take shit. He holds accountability on his players. And that's one thing I did like about Jim Harbaugh out there in San Francisco. He made his players work. You go up and down. I've listened to interviews up and down, up and down about Jim Harbaugh and how every player really respects Jim Harbaugh. Guys like Frank Gore, guys like Aldon Smith, a lot of big name players, guys that had some egos. Colin Kaepernick, Alex Smith, guys like that really respect Jim Harbaugh. He's a rah-rah guy. But if you look back in that Super Bowl, what did San Fran not do? When they were coming back against Baltimore, they stopped running the fucking football. All right? We got running backs. You got to use them. The guy who really interests me, and he's been off the radar, and this is legit. I'm probably going to get some people that laugh at me. I get it. Okay? I really like former Detroit Lion quarterback and current Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. And I tell you why that I like Kellen Moore. I like Kellen Moore because he runs the ball and he knows how to do the passing attack. All right. I know Dak Prescott is a big difference than what we have here in Justin Fields. But listen to this, guys. This is one thing that really, really intrigues me. That really, really gets me going. With Kellen Moore last year and with Ben DiNucci, all right? Ben fucking DiNucci and old Andy Dalton, as we see here now in Chicago, and no O-line down there in Dallas because either they were hurt or they took off because of COVID. All right? The Dallas Cowboys still had a 14th overall offensive rank in the NFL. Above average with dog shit. Above average with dog shit. You think this offense is bad. You think this Chicago Bears offense is bad. Go back and watch a couple of those fucking Dallas Cowboy games from last year. That was pitiful. Especially when you had Ben DiNucci out there, for crying out loud. The Nooch, the Gooch, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he's terrible. He should not be an NFL quarterback. But somehow, some way, Kellen Moore ended up with an above average, guys, that's above average, okay? Above average offensive scheme. And that's something to say. I like that. I really like that. So, I don't know. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts really quick. We're going to bring on our guy, Harry DeGreek, with us, too. He's going to come out here and talk about the Thursday games for us, see what to bet on. 3 shit games. It's going to be fun to see what he has to say. But let's bring him on here with us right now. Here he is. Harry, what's up, my man?
Hey, I'm in Punta Cana time, Holmes.
No, you're an hour behind Punta Cana, dude.
I know, man. Actually, no, it's the same time frame. No, it's East. Oh, it's right. It's even 1 hour after.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So tell me, Mikey, first off, for people that don't know, I'm Harry the Greek.
Yes.
Everybody needs to get into the chat room and go ahead and post in there. Congratulations to Fat Mike. He has married his soulmate. He just came back off of his honeymoon. They are great people. Many blessings, many years, brother.
Thank you.
Cheers to you, my brother. My straight vodka and my Zephyr Hills water bottle.
Thank you.
Mike, I want to hang myself.
Hey, man. Okay, so Harry, before we get into the bets, I just broke down all the coaching candidates that are kind of in limbo right now.
Yeah.
And all those guys have legit chances of getting a head coaching job this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the five that I listed, between Leftwich, Dable, Kellen Moore, Ryan Day, and Jim Harbaugh, who would you want to see coach the Chicago Bears next year if and when Matt Nagy is fired?
Okay, can I just go down the list with you really quick?
Go right ahead.
Okay, Brian Dable. Really good offensive mind. It was very similar, and everybody was very intrigued the same way when Matt Nagy came here to Chicago. Everybody remembers that. We were all high on Nagy because what he did and how he turned it around after seeing a very lackluster defensive mind head coach in John Fox. Right or wrong? Everybody kind of liked him. And then we realized that he didn't want to run the football. Well, Brian Dable is that same exact head coach. Look, Buffalo, for the people that don't know here, from a handicapper's perspective, Mike, to start the season, they had a mediocre to a harder part of the schedule in the National Football League. But after week 11, they have had the easiest football schedule of any team in football. And that is why I bet against them this past week. Everybody has figured it out. Everybody was enamored with the Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs. They're still really good football players, but there's a lot of tape out there, and it's the same old thing, and he's not really reinventing himself.
Right.
Josh Allen's a good quarterback, but he's not the quarterback from last year. Okay, a lot of that was smoke and mirrors. Okay, so for those reasons, I don't really like a Brian Dable. Byron Leftwich, I live in Tampa. Okay, I'm telling you, the risk it, no biscuit system doesn't work. He will run the ball less than what we have currently now. And in Tampa, they have two powerhouses. You have got Ronald Jones, who can explode it at any single time. Giovanni Bernard, who's supposed to be, they brought him in strictly for Tom Brady's safety blanket. They barely use him.
Right.
Okay. And you've got Lombardi Lenny himself. Okay. I mean, if you really want to think about it. But this past week, they ran the ball for over 20 times, and they absolutely blew out this team. So when they run, they win.
Well, yeah, exactly. And the thing, that's the other thing too. You said risk it, no biscuit, but Tampa Bay can afford to risk it, no biscuit with the artillery that they have at wide receiver.
Yeah, but
that's something that the Chicago Bears do not have, Harry. Plain and simple. The Chicago Bears don't have the artillery at wide receiver that Tampa Bay has.
You're absolutely correct. But there's one thing, and this is how you beat Tom Brady. And this is how you beat this offensive system.
Put him on his ass.
Besides that, and that's true, everybody knows. But you know what? I got to watch a 44-year-old quarterback when I was doing the pregame show with Peter Blake on the Sports Web. I watched that 44-year-old quarterback scale the pocket as if he was 24. It was something of beauty. But look, I'm not sitting here trying to pump up Tampa Bay's team. I'm just giving you the reasons why I didn't like a Byron Leftwich. And you want to beat a Tampa team in this type of offense, they can't help themselves. Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich cannot be patient coaches. When you put two high safeties, they can't help themselves. They know they're just chucking 6 and 8 yards. That's it. He can't help himself. They're going to have to send a Scotty Miller or a Chris Godwin and get them to go deep. And against teams that have secondaries that the Chicago Bears have that are pretty beat up, or the New York Giants that they exposed that badly in the secondary, that will work. But you go up against formidable defenses that can get a little bit of a pass rush, and he knows he has to get the ball out of his hands. That's how you make this type of offense go away. For those reasons, I don't like Byron Leftwich. Jim Harbaugh.
Really quick, Harry. Our guy Vernon Lamb, Vernon says it's hard to say what we have when players are not utilized properly.
It's without
Vernon,
question.
You're right, without question. I was the first one to say that Darnell Mooney has all the making of being a player like Tyreek Hill, and I firmly believe that to this day. I firmly believe that Darnell Mooney could be a spitting image, if not better than Tyreek Hill. His IQ for running a route is off the fucking just out of the reservoir. It's unbelievable the way he can get open, his speed, his hands. He's great. I like this kid. You got to utilize him properly, but you got to be able to get him the ball. And with no offensive line, it's hard to. You're right, Vernon. You are 100% correct.
That's a great comment.
But that's it, man. I mean, that's all they have right now. Allen Robinson. Harry, you know this. He's gone at the end of this year. He's going someplace.
And you know what? He has to. And if they were smart, the Chicago Bears would do something to try to get some of that draft capital back. They don't have that first rounder. Okay. But honestly, they don't. If they could try to find the way to sign him, this is going to be a very valuable asset.
I don't know how they keep him, Harry.
Darnell Mooney is a really good wide receiver. He's not a number one. There's a lot of really fast wide receivers.
He can be.
It's going to be tough.
Who thought Tyreek Hill was going to be a number one? This kid has all the making of being Tyreek Hill.
No, I agree with you with that, Mike. You know, you and I don't always agree on a lot of things, but they've got to do whatever they can to make sure. The reason why Allen Robinson's not having a year, and the question was about the coaching, and I promise I'll circle back to the F for you, is because Allen Robinson didn't really work that much with Justin Fields. He had a lot more playing time because if you remember, when he was running with the second team, he was really throwing the ball to the other wide receivers, such as Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney and Horsted, and Horsted also did pretty good. So for those reasons, I didn't like Leftwich. Jim Harbaugh, I don't have to say anything. He sucks, and so does Michigan. I'm really sorry.
He sucks. I don't think he sucks, Harry. I don't think he sucks. I just think his style of coaching is exactly what we have here in Chicago. Plain and simple.
No, he wants to run.
He's a rah-rah guy. He's a pump you up. I love my guys guy. I love my guys guy.
But he's not a balanced guy. But you know who we're not talking about here? We're not talking about the coordinator from Kansas City. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, I don't
The
want to
Chicago Bears management is going to find the first-time coach or a coach that's already been washed up, or they're going to find someone on the cheap. It's always been like that. So if they want to go cheap, look in your backyard and go right to Northwestern and go to Fitzgerald. Okay, a guy that can throw the foot, the guy that believes in running the football, playing defense, and setting it up for the play action.
Listen, Harry, I love that, and I purposely kept it off the list, hoping that you were going to bring that up because I do like Pat Fitzgerald, and it's been beaten around here around Chicago over the last couple of years. When we were looking, when we were looking for a new head coach, when Matt Nagy came about. There was reports that we were going after Pat Fitzgerald. There was reports that we were going, and what he's done up there at Northwestern has been absolutely unbelievable. Turning that team. I mean, I know it's the sleepy 10 the tiny 10 as everybody likes to call it.
I call it the tiny 10.
The tiny 10. But I mean, Pat Fitzgerald, what he's done up there at Northwestern has been absolutely unbelievable. And I would love to see Pat Fitzgerald with a Chicago Bears on his chest, with the hat on and coaching our Chicago Bears every single Sunday. But I don't think it's going to happen.
And it probably will.
Eventually, how many times can he turn down this job? I don't know if he was offered the job at any point.
I never knew that he was offered any position in the National Football League. I just always admired this man.
A second, yes, I would take Pat.
I've admired him from afar. But I'll tell you who I'd really like to see actually come back to the Chicago Bears.
If you say Ditka, I'm going to climb through the screen and stab you in the neck.
No, I swear to God, I'm not.
Dick Duran.
No. I'll take one of two coaches. I would either take Lovie Smith, and let me before you shake your head and say no, let me explain why. Okay, with this quarterback, with the run off, with the mind that listen, you never lacked a running game with Lovie Smith. What you lacked was an offensive coordinator. Lovie Smith this time around would be a totally different head coach because he would hold his coaches accountable. They fired this guy. Okay, after a 10-win season, but they keep this piece of
God, you can say it.
No, I'm not. But they keep this guy as a head coach. There is no reason. And am I a little partial to Coach Lovie Smith? Absolutely.
Well, yeah, we all are.
Look at the job that he's doing in Houston in that dumpster fire. Okay, on a defense that nobody sitting on this panel could name one player on that defensive line. Not one.
That's the truth.
Okay,
that's the truth.
So those are my wishes. Pat Fitzgerald, bring back Lovie Smith. Or you ready? He was a 90s head coach for this football team who was also a very defensive-minded team, who went to Miami, who came from the University of Pittsburgh. Who is it, Mike?
I'm reading the comments. I'm sorry, Harry. What did you say? I apologize.
Coach Wannstedt.
Get the fuck out of here. Dave Wannstedt looks like the guy that used car salesman that sells you a lemon and says you got a real gem.
But, buddy, he's exactly what this town's looking for. They're looking for a quarter. They are looking for a guy. Forget Dick Duran. Dick Duran is exactly what his first name is. He's a Richard.
That's what I'm saying. Like Dick Duran and Dave Wannstedt were almost the same fucking dude.
You know what? Read those comments. They make sense. They love the Greek out there. Look at that. Say it Greek.
Vernon Lehman says, Lovey. He likes it. Kurt Lang says, Northwestern gave him a big raise once the Bears became interested. So there you go. That's why he's not in a Bear shirt, Bear polo, and that wicked awesome hat that he would wear. And then Vernon Lehman says, say it Greek. And then Kurt Lang also says, yes, Lovey. See, now I go back and forth on Lovey, and the reason why I don't want Lovey back here as the head coach.
Because he was horrible. He only took us to the Super Bowl, playoffs. It's no big deal.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this. Right now, defense doesn't mean dick in this football league anymore. Plain and simple. It don't. It really don't. You put up points.
That's what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won on.
If you put up points, if you can put up points, you win. Plain and simple. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs 2 years ago. Plain and simple. You got to be able to score. If you can't score, you're not going to win a football game.
You are correct with that. You are correct.
You have to be able to put up points. Today's football game has completely changed from 5 years ago, from 10 years ago, and has drastically changed from 15 years ago. You have to be able to score. Plain and simple. And if you can't score, you're not going to win. It is an offensive league now. Lovie Smith, at his tenure here in Chicago, had 7 different offensive coordinators. 7 different offensive coordinators. How is a quarterback supposed to learn a system and get comfortable with the system to where he can potentially put up fucking points on the scoreboard? It doesn't happen that way, plain and simple. It don't happen that way, Harry. It don't. I mean, listen, I like Lovey just as much as the next guy. I really do. I appreciate what he did here in Chicago. I appreciate the defensive prowessness that he had here with Tillman and Urlacher and Briggs and up and down, up and down. I really do appreciate Lovie Smith.
Let me tell you something. If Lovie Smith wasn't in Chicago, Lance Briggs never would have been the player that he is. And let me tell you why. If everybody remembers, and I lived down here, when he went completely off the rails and he had that accident with his Lamborghini or whatever the hell he was driving down there on the Edens Expressway or wherever it was, okay, that was a problem. That was a person that Coach Smith actually turned around and molded. I loved the interview that they did with him on the other platform, and I got to listen to something because I started
Chicago Clubhouse.
Because I was sitting there listening to what he was saying, and one of the things that were in there is that every time he was pounding his chest, Coach Smith kind of deflated him, but in a proper way. You know what? Forget that, Mike. I'm going to give you another one. Here you go. I'm going to put this one. Lovey done something they were lacking right now. Locker room.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, that's the thing too, Harry. I mean, a lot of reports are saying here, you know, that he's lost the locker room, this, that, and the other thing. Where I know Allen Robinson, he has a podcast and shit like that, and his co-host of this podcast said that there's players saying that he's lost the locker room and saying that they don't want to play for him no more. Then Allen Robinson comes out today and says that he's pissed off about the report. Well, who the fuck's to leak that if it's not you? Who else does this guy have contact with if it's not Allen Robinson?
You know what? It's exactly who he does.
The situation, like I said earlier, Harry, and we'll get to the games here in a little bit. I appreciate you hopping out with me, man.
Oh, I love this.
Again,
man.
guys, Harry, when is your showtime? What do you got going on? You go live Friday night for the rest of the games. Give everybody a little bit ahead of what's going on.
Hey, Friday nights we go live from 1252 Sports, right on Mr. Fat Mike's actual page over here. It's called the Over Under. It's 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go ahead and give you all the picks that I'm going to really like for Sunday's games. Last week we went 7-2, having a pretty good year. And I'll tell you what, man, we're going to have a lot of fun. But I tell you what, I got some pretty good surprises this week for Thursday night. And
we'll get into that
don't
here
forget
soon.
you know what, guys? Seriously, don't forget to share the show. This is how this platform grows. This man sitting to my left, okay? Even though it's 18 degrees and I'm down here in 82 degrees.
I got my window open right now. I'm dying.
I don't doubt it, but it looks. You know what I love about your room? It looks like a bar room in a blues bar that's full of smoke. It's really cool. I love that, bro. But seriously, you got to share the show. Hit that like button. Put that on your news feed. You have to share this show. This is the only way this is going to get out. I've brought 1252 Chicago Sports down here in the Tampa Bay St. Pete area, and we have that following going. Bring that out to the Midwest. Adam, share that with the people out in New York. Make sure you make this a #1 show because you know what? We grow, you grow. And you're going to get your best source of your Chicago Bears and the rest of the National Football League's information right here at 1252 Sports.
Damn right, Harry. Damn right. I appreciate that. Thank you. And guys, you know, like we were just talking about, Harry, the Chicago Bears team, I wanted to bring this up too. All these reports that are coming out here, Harry, whether it's, you know, Nagy being fired by John Conkle. The report came out of the Patch yesterday morning. Saying that he had well, I mean, listen, man. Okay, listen. The guy is a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, and you can't take that with a grain of salt. I refuse to take that with a grain of salt. There is an art behind writing. There is an art behind journalism. This guy's won a top tier award behind his craft. I'm not taking it with a grain of salt. His source is a source. Okay. What I'm saying is this. Later on as the day progressed yesterday, Jarrett Payton from WGN Channel 9 Chicago here, Channel 9 News, said he hasn't heard shit. And he's been talking with everybody at Hallis Hall. And it goes on and goes on. And then today, there's a report that says McCaskey pulls Nagy off to the side and pulls the team off to the side and reassures them that Matt Nagy is not going anywhere after Thursday's game. All right, now this is the problem that I have. Fine, I don't keep him, fire him. I don't fucking care at this point, Harry. The problem that I have with the whole entire situation is that it's fucking foobard. Plain and simple. It is fucked up beyond all recognition, guys. If that's the first time you ever heard the word FUBAR, that's exactly what it means. Fucked up beyond all repair. Plain and simple. This is what a shit organization does. This is the type of stuff, this is the type of clearing, this is the type of news and reports that you hear out of an organization that has no idea what the fuck they're doing. They are inept. They are inept at what they're doing from top to bottom, from Virginia, who's sitting there on fucking puppeteer strings, to her husband, to her son with the wispy mustache, to, all the way down the line, to Ryan Pace, to Matt Nagy, to everybody. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing with the Chicago Bears. And it shows just by yesterday. Whether he's fired, he's not fired, maybe he is fired. Now today he's not fired. We've met with players. I've met with ownership. I haven't met with ownership. It has been a colossal fucking shit show. None of it makes any sense. Plain and simple.
You're right, Mike. But the one thing that, listen, when someone reports something that's a rumor prior to it actually happening, because it's going to get that publicity, whether it's good or not. There's no such thing as bad publicity. Okay. So whatever outfit or whoever reported that obviously is going to get a zillion views on it. He's going to make a few dollars from it. Look, as dysfunctional as our management is with the Chicago Bears, it does not make sense for them to tell someone they're going to get fired, but let them coach another game. I don't believe it. I don't think it's happening. Shame on the if it doesn't happen, shame on the organization that went ahead and published that, because you shouldn't do it. Because you know what? As much as we can discredit or not like what Matt Nagy has done this past 2 years, he's still a human being, Mike.
Right.
Okay. And the bottom line is this: people have feelings like you and I. Nobody wants to be told 24/7 that they suck, because eventually they're going to believe it. And then it filters down to the players and everybody else.
Right.
And this, my friend,
that.
the Chicago Bears organization is a very proud organization. Okay. It's the founding fathers of the National Football
It's a charter
League.
fucking franchise in the NFL. Right.
And it should be an honor for any coach to be able to coach this franchise. But the reason why they've never gotten the big name, Mike Ditka's a huge name, but he was a nobody. They didn't spend any money for him. They never spent any money on any head coaches to date. And that's even after George Halas passed away, because they're cheap. This doesn't go on the coaching staff. This is blamed on upper level management. Ryan Pace and up. You know what? I don't mind the way the offenses look for what they've actually had on the field.
Harry, I want to time you out there really quick, because as of recent, they haven't been cheap. They have spent money.
Who?
Khalil Mack.
No, Mack. I'm talking about coaches.
Oh, I'm saying, but yeah, I mean,
not the players.
Coaches, yeah.
The
players
coaches
they're spending money on. They haven't been cheap on players. They have been cheap on coaches. You are definitely right about that.
Bro, they had a high school coach they brought in to coach this team who came from the Canadian Argonauts, who was an offensive coordinator.
Mark Trestman.
Mark Trestman. I won't tell you what my wife told me that what he looks like, okay? And I started laughing. I can't even look at the guy because it kind of creeps me out worse than Creature Feature did when I was a kid, okay? But don't let him around your kids, just to give you an idea.
Yeah, he looks
but
like
anyway,
Pino.
Okay, but anyway, I mean, look, how many more gimmick coaches are you going to bring into this organization? The Chicago Bears have the all-time record for throwing to running backs out of the backfield in a single season. That was 110 attempts and catches by Matt Forte from Mark Trestman.
Yep.
Give me a break. For what? You had a gunslinger quarterback and you're throwing it 5 yards.
To be honest, though, Jay Cutler's to be fair, Jay Cutler's offensive lines were fucking terrible.
Yeah. Forget the offensive lines. How about 4 offensive coordinators? You ready? 3 years. Yep. How about not having a number 1 wide receiver for 3 years, and your number 1 wide receiver was
they had Brandon
Devin?
Marshall.
Hold on. You had Devin Hester for 3 years as a number 1, or 2 years after Brandon Marshall went back. Where was the accountability? You know what? We as the fans don't need to pick so much on Matt Nagy. We as the fans need to start talking about the people above Matt Nagy, which is Ryan Pace, Phillips, the McCaskies. The entire organization needs to be held accountable.
Like I
It
said,
isn't
man,
just the head coach.
Jeff Bezos.
Bullshit.
Jeff Bezos. Hopefully he buys
Oh, my
the
God. My
Amazon
blood
Field.
You see what you did to me?
Amazon Field. Harry, before we cut you loose, man, we know what your
I'm
gimmick
sorry.
is. We know where you're best at, and that's the best at the betting, man. Last week going 7-2, you're having a heater again this last month. You're on it, man. You're on it. So give us Thursday's slate. A couple shit games. Our guy here early, Pig Dog Video 2001.
What's
Harry, do you have a pick for Ohio State, Michigan? But also, he also said, where is it? Where did he go? He said, worst slate, Thanksgiving slate that he's seen in a long time. Here we go.
And sometimes those are your best football games.
Day slate ever. Just dog shit game after dog shit game. So, Harry, what do we got tomorrow? We got Bears at the Lions. I know the last time I checked, the Bears were getting 4.
No. They were laying 3 points. They're favored by 3. But here's the kicker. He asked about the Michigan-Ohio State game. Listen, I don't care what the spread is. Bet Ohio State. Michigan's not even going to come close in this game.
Right.
I'm not kidding you. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to give you that line right now. Go ahead and talk. Fill me in here, please.
Yeah.
Just for a second.
I mean, listen, Jim Harbaugh couldn't coach himself out of a wet paper bag right now with that Michigan team.
Oh, they're
Ohio
horrible.
State's going to roll them plain and simple.
Absolutely horrible.
But tomorrow's games are no better, though, Harry. I mean, the Bears, you said
they're not that bad. But I do got a better one for you. Hold on, I got a college game for everybody. I don't give these college games out very, very often. I like the 8th-ranked Mississippi at Mississippi State. Mississippi on the road is getting 3.5 points. That's worth a little bit of attention right there. That's kind of intriguing. I'm just scrolling through these really quick, and there was a couple of games that people have already DM'd me on through Facebook. And Ohio State and Michigan. You ready for this? Ohio State is only 8-point favorites in this game, guys. Oh, let me repeat it.
I think they win by double digits.
I don't typically like to take road favorites, but let me tell you what's on the line for this game for Ohio State. It's called the playoffs.
Yep.
Okay. When Purdue handed Michigan State, and I gave Pig Dog 2020. I don't know if you were on that show or not, because he asked me, "Hey, what do you think about Purdue going to Michigan State going to Purdue?" And I went, be careful. Purdue might have something for them. And then Purdue, the following week, I said, whoever they play, don't make a difference. They're going to get blown out, and it's exactly what happened. Ohio State wins this game, and they win it big, Mike. Absolutely
I think so,
big.
too. I think Ohio State blows them out of the water. So let's get to the Thursday slate here, Eric.
Yes, sir.
Thursday slate. Bears, Lions. Let's start it off in order, man. How we looking here? What's your pick?
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if Jared Goff is playing. If he's playing, the Bears are going to win absolutely huge, because the guy is really hurting bad in this game. Either way, the Bears are going to cover the points. It's 3 points right now. The Bears are favored by. They're begging you right now to bet the Bears -3, because they're actually not charging you juice. You're going to get +110 if you lay the 3 points right now. So you're not laying 110. They're giving you juice. They're begging you to bet it. And the total points is 41.5. I really don't have an opinion there. I think Chicago puts up 27 points in this game with Andy Dalton under center. I'm just not sure that Detroit's going to be able to score in this game. I kind of like the under, but take Chicago -3. The second game are the Raiders at the Cowboys. Wow. Which Raiders team and which Cowboys team is coming?
Yeah, that's
I
no
don't
joke.
know. But when you're giving me 8 points and I'm on the road with the Raiders, I'm sorry. I'm taking the Raiders plus the 8 points. That's 2 road teams, by the way. I got one covering the spread, and I've got one laying the points, and I got one taking the points. Buffalo at New Orleans. Game time decision. Is Jameis Winston playing or not? I doubt it, because New Orleans is getting 6.5 points. Be very, very, very careful, the silly wabbit says, because road favorites like that, and Buffalo's not playing very good football, and it's a must-win football game. The easiest schedule in the entire National Football League. I'm going to take the home underdog. Very small, guys. Very, very, very small wager. I don't trust New Orleans with Taysom Hill. Okay? I just don't. New Orleans, take them plus the 6.5. You might even get 7.5. Then take them, but don't have too much confidence in game. Do not be afraid to bet this Bears team. Trust me on this when I tell you, Chicago's putting up 27 points. Detroit doesn't have the firepower.
All right, Harry, and before we cut you loose, I want to talk with you about the Bears game for tomorrow. Bears-Lions, really quick before I cut you loose. We got your picks. Thank you so much for hash those down one more time for us.
Absolutely. I like Chicago. Lay the 3 points. The Raiders, If you wait long enough, take the Raiders and the points, you'll get up to 8 points in that game and make a very small position with the New Orleans Saints getting the points up to 7.
There you go, guys.
Take
You
the
heard
home.
it here.
Take the home dog.
You heard it here on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. And don't forget to tune in on Friday with Harry. Live at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here. He does it all, man. He's the best here. He's kicking ass. But Harry, before we cut you loose, Bears, Lions, obviously, as a fan here, Harry, not a betting man, as a fan, are the Bears winning this game tomorrow?
Yeah, I've already got them, -3. I'm telling you, the
I
Bears
said
win.
not as a betting man, as a fan. As a fan, are the Bears winning this game tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, Mike, absolutely.
I
feel more confident.
First win tomorrow.
Listen, man, do you understand that this team could be 500 right now? As shitty, really, I know you got to go and you want to get me off because you want to do your monologue and get out. But seriously, just hear me out on something. Should they have lost that Pittsburgh game?
No.
Should they have lost that last game they just played in?
No. Well, yeah, kind of.
No.
Baltimore?
No, they shouldn't have.
Got fucking Baltimore, up twice.
Baltimore couldn't do anything wrong. When you had a cornerback, first off, pass interference. I knew it was coming. Everybody in the planet knew there was going to be pass interference. I was like,
you leave fucking Duvernay wide open like that down the side, or not? It wasn't Duvernay. It was Sammy Watkins. What the fuck are you doing?
Blown coverage.
Completely blown coverage.
One play, blown coverage. One play. Chicago should be Baltimore. This team should be right now fighting for a playoff spot. I'm telling you, this team is not as bad as what you think. They're banged up. But you know what? Even without Khalil Mack, they are playing their ass off. Hey, did the Baltimore Ravens really have a successful running game? And you knew they were going to run the football. Did they?
No, not really.
No, they didn't. Trust me. Look, Detroit's going to try to pound this rock with DeAndre Swift. I love DeAndre Swift. He comes from the powerhouse SEC. Great running back. They're waiting for it. They're waiting for it. They are going to make Detroit try to beat them with the pass. Chicago scores 27 points in this game, Mike. I'm telling you.
All right. Well, you guys listen to Harry. My personal betting perspective is I'm taking the Lions to win this game 10-6.
Go Bears. Mike, thank you so much. Catch me on Friday nights right here on 1252 Sports, right out of Chicago.
Yes,
I'm Harry the
sir.
Greek. I'm the host on the Over-Under. You'll see us with Peter Blake from the Sports Web. We might even get this man sitting to my right over here, give us a little bit of input on a couple of games. I could rehearse them. Oh, that's when I want them, brother.
If I'm sober. Harry, thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate you hopping out with us, my man. Cannot wait for Friday night. You take care.
We love you, brother. You take care of yourself. Thank you so much for having me on.
Take care, guy. All right, guys. Harry the Greek. The fucking guy is awesome, man. Like I said, the guy's been riding the heater for the last month and a half here. He had 2 little banged up weeks, but that's the NFL for you. The NFL is fucking super unpredictable. But ever since then, this guy has been on fucking point, guys. He's been on point. So if you guys are looking to win some money, he's the guy to go to and make your bets with because he just keeps on fucking winning. He just keeps on winning. Really quick, guys, before we get into it, I got some Devin Hester news, which I'm really excited for. But before we get to it, another quick word from a couple of our sponsors, my guy Mark Berardi Law and Associates and White Oak Farm Venues. We'll be right back, guys. Real estate is hot right now, and you need an attorney to handle all of this. My guy Mark Berardi does this all day long. He's a straight shooter. There's no fancy language. He's just to the point. And he and his team get the deal done. There's no BS. He also does estate planning, trusts, wills, and power of attorney. He has great reviews up and down the board from a ton of happy clients. For him and his big team, they're all just down to earth and normal people as much as he is. You will not be disappointed you went with him. He's located in Homer Glen and New Lenox and handles real estate all over Illinois. There's no place too far, so give him a call today at 708-942-8030. Again, that's 708-942-8030, or look him up online at Mark Berardi and Associates.
Honey, will you marry me?
Yes, yes, yes!
Let's get out of here.
Come to Indiana's premier venue. Come to the farm. Come see all the wildlife. Come to White Oak Farm Venue in Michigan City, Indiana.
Come to our 80-acre sanctuary right off I-94 in Michigan City, Indiana.
Come see all we have to offer from 2 brand new Amish-built barns with climate control.
Come see the ponds with beautiful waterfall, meadows and wildflowers, and so much more.
Come see our secluded venue. After you enter our private road, you'll be in your own world away from it all, with outdoor ceremony spaces, wood-fired pizza ovens, and lots of fresh air.
Come enjoy Northwest Indiana's premier wedding venue, where you gather with your family and friends. Stretch your legs and enjoy the most memorable day of your life.
Visit White Oak Farm Venue at whiteoakfarmvenue.com or on Facebook/Instagram.
We're back. There we go. We still got a lot of you guys in the chat room with us. That's excellent. But guys, awesome thing that I just scrolled past today, and I don't know if anybody really heard it. Today, Devin Hester, okay, our guy Devin Hester, guys, he did something awesome today, and everybody knows how much I love Devin Hester. He's my guy. I love Devin Hester. He's my guy. But he made it to the semifinalists to get into the Hall of Fame. And that is some big news, guys. I know a lot of people think that he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I am personally not one of those guys. Devin Hester should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I'll tell you why, guys. I'll tell you why. Go to Pro Football Reference right now and look at this guy's fucking stats. Absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. He had 5 touchdowns his rookie year. He had 6 the next year. All right. In his career, he has 19 total returns for touchdowns. He has 14 punt return touchdowns and 5 kick return touchdowns. And that's excluding the one in the Super Bowl. So he has 20 total. He should hands down be a first ballot Hall of Famer. If you don't think so, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind. Devin Hester is for sure a Hall of Famer. And I cannot be more proud of my guy to get there. I want him there. Devin Hester, I interviewed him here not too long ago. A couple months back, I interviewed Devin Hester. And what a great man he is. He's absolutely phenomenal. And you know what? We should be all pulling for Devin Hester to get in because the guy's an absolute monster. And his craft was unbelievable. And my guy, Ron Rupp, now, he 100%, he changed the game. Not only did he didn't change the game per se, okay? He extended the game. And what I mean by saying that, Ron, and everybody that's listening right now, what Devin Hester did, he made special teams a viable option to score points. Let's not forget what he did, guys. Let's not forget how dangerous it was to kick a ball to number 23. It was idiotic to kick him the ball at points. All right, like stupid. Why the fuck would you kick him the ball? But Bears great Devin Hester is one of 26 semifinalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the 2022 class. And it's awesome. His name is all over the record books, and he needs to be in. He needs to be in. Because what he did revolutionized special teams. Really, guys, you don't see it anymore in today's football because they now kick it from the 35-yard line, and every kickoff is fucking through the uprights or out of the end zone. They completely took, and I understand they took it away for safety precaution and safety measures, but Devin Hester, man, what he did, he was the best of the best. He was the best at it, plain and simple. The one thing that really grosses me out is that in 1 year, all right, in 1 year, this is gross. His rookie year, 47 returns off punt returns, 600 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's insane. That's insane. All right. And then on kick returns that year, 20 kick returns for 528 yards and 2 touchdowns. That blows my mind. That includes a 96-yard touchdown return. Everybody remembers that. Everybody remembers that. Or what about the one in 2011 where he took back to the house for 98 yards? Sweet Pete. This guy has 1,000-yard seasons returning the football. 1,000-yard seasons, guys. In 2013 for the Bears, he had 1,400 yards on 52 returns. 1,436 yards. That's an average of 27.6 yards per return. That's insane. That's insane. In my book, Devin Hester is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, you're right, Ron. I mean, he changed the way the position played. Ron, you got it. You nailed it right on the head. Because now they don't do it anymore. And I understand why they don't do it anymore. But, I mean, come on. Ron brings it up. That Cardinals game was amazing. That Cardinals game was one of the sweetest things I've ever seen in my life. I didn't like Denny Green. R.I.P. Denny Green. I didn't like Denny Green when he coached Minnesota. He drove me nuts because he was an interdivision head coach. Drove me bananas. But nothing made it sweeter than when the Bears beat Arizona on that play and Devin Hester just ruined it for him. That's that famous "we are who they thought they were." We let them off the hook. We are who they thought they were. It was such a beautiful meltdown in a post game. It was maybe my favorite post game meltdown of all time. It may be. It seriously may be. It was beautiful. It was so nice to see that. But guys, tweet it out there. Hashtag Devin for the Hall of Fame. Hashtag Hester23HOF. Get it out there. Get him in the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. And this is something too, guys. A couple months back in October, September, a couple weeks after my wedding, okay, me and a couple of my buddies went to the Hall of Fame. And it is, I mean, you walk into the bust room, guys, and you get chills to see all the head busts of all the greats and guys that I looked up to playing, guys that I looked up to watching the game. You walk into that room and you get the chills, you get the goosebumps, okay? It's a legit thing. If you're as big as a football fan as I am, you cannot go into that room and not be shocked and awed because it's row after row after NFL great after NFL great. And that's what the Hall of Fame is. And there is no doubt in my mind that Devin Hester deserves a head mold in that room. What he did for the Chicago Bears and what he did in his NFL career is absolutely astonishing. And now, listen, you may think, he yucked it up when he played, and he did. Boy, oh boy, did he yuck it up. Doing the dirty bird, doing the Dion down the sideline all the way. Fuck it was awesome. He was a kid having fun, kicking ass, and making a name for himself and creating history is what he was doing. Devin Hester, if I had a vote, man, you'd have it 100%. You are ridiculous. Devin Hester, you are ridiculous. Jeff Joniak, there we go. But guys, that's the end of my show here tonight. I appreciate you guys coming back on with me. I want to wish all you guys and everybody here at 1252 wants to wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving for tomorrow. If you guys are deep frying your turkeys, be careful. Don't fucking light your house on fire. Don't torch your garage trying to be a hillbilly. All right? Be safe. Be healthy. Drink beer. Watch football. Eat some good food. Take a nap. Get tryptophan poisoning. Pass out on the couch because I know that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to be cooking at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. But I hope each and every single one of you guys have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Please be careful out there, guys. If you guys are out there fucking off tonight on Black Wednesday, be careful. Do not drive drunk. Call a fucking Uber. It's a lot cheaper. It could save your life. Be careful. All right. Stay tuned for the rest of the week here. We got the fantasy show coming up on Friday. We have Harry the Greek. He was just on with us. We got him Friday. Following that, immediately after that, with our betting show. And we got it's great, guys. We're having a blast here at 1252. So make sure you guys like and subscribe our YouTube page, our Facebook page, all the nine. Share our shit. It's awesome. You guys are the best. We appreciate it. And special thank you to all our sponsors again. Nick and Ivy Brewing, Susie Sheehan State Farm Agency, Jonathan Durin Caldwell Banker Real Estate Group, the Cupcakery Bakery, where they get the best cupcakes around, Mark Berardi and Associates. And we also have the White Oak Farm venue. You guys are awesome. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Turkey Day. Happy Football Day. You guys have a great one, and I will see you guys next week. Until then, you guys take care. We'll see you guys soon. Peace, guys.